All right, welcome to Jack Dodson'S Racing Insider News this week. It's some good racing this weekend.
All over the place. Good racing.
mean, Langley had. This limited late model. These kids is a lot of fun to watch.
And I feel so sorry for Riley Music.
He can't buy no luck this year.
He's catching pure D hell.
His head used to be this big, and I think it's slowly coming down a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
But we gotta give our little buddy a hard time.
Yeah.
What about Jake and Derek?
Three wins
in a row. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I thought obviously he's done well in everything he's gotten into, really. But it's good to see the competition there. And then who did the Dukes of Hazzard over here? Is that the 88 that did the Dukes of Hazzard over here in the late model race?
Oh yes. Thomas Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lord, he ain't got no luck either.
Yeah.
Let me go back and finish our marketing partners. I'm a little ADD, so I got to. All right, let's see here. WALTRIP Pressure Washing and Solutions. Hunter, he had a little. I don't know what he done, but he had a little rough go of it this weekend. Had to get
that transmission blow up. Okay,
had to get in Bechtel's truck and thank Bechtel for letting him get in his truck and running it. Turn 2 Synthetics. GRIER and Associates with Mean Dean Automotive. Let's see. Show is presented by Gen X Motorsports. Can't thank Wing and those guys enough. Safety Clean, Performance Plus Motor Oil. Got to thank Bill and Chuck for allowing us to do the show from here. We really this is home anymore. This is home, and thank those guys for that. Bondurant Brothers Distillery, MAYHEM Management. Got to thank her for coming on board and kind of
I didn't
giving you some assistance.
I didn't give her enough time to get the
so it's your fault.
Awards out, but nobody's going to be here till next week anyway, so it didn't really matter.
So it didn't matter. MPM Marketing, Tanya McAllister. Black Acid Racing Apparel. If you need one shirt, 1,000 shirts, hit Bill Petroff up. We've mentioned Gen X Motorsports Race Development and Race Rental Program. Seem to have a good program. Slinger Speed. If you need some local, if you want to spend your money with some local T-shirts, guys. VA 811. Call before you dig. Factory Canopies and Fluid Logic, man. Big shout out to Todd and what's her name?
I'll tell you, Andrew Coffin.
And Andrew.
It's amazing to me. I keep seeing all these. I don't know how many he gives away, but I keep seeing all these tents around with factory canopies on it. And
in the racing thing, they have a lot. A lot. If you want a 10x20 custom tent with your logos and sponsors on it, factory canopies, call Todd. That's his cell number. The phone number is his cell number. It's not a 1-800 number. It doesn't go to some desk. It's Todd. You can call him, tell him me and Jack sent you. Big shout out to those guys. They've been very good to us. Missed them at Charlotte this year. We didn't make Charlotte. Generally, we'll have some pizza from Papa John's. Better ingredients, better food. Better pizza.
Be nice if I had some better pizza right now.
Delivery is not the greatest, is it?
Not right now.
Well, for non-paying customers, it's
well, that's true too.
Yeah. GAC, Great American Company, Garamo and Maya, really appreciate his support over the years. What's up, Eddie? And I had posted this.
Well, I was wondering where that came from
earlier. I don't know if it'll come on. Yeah. So I don't know if you can click on it and get on it because it looks like it's just on the. But I'll maybe post it again in the thing. Our buddy,
Dwight Nichols.
yeah, Dwight, and I can give you a little backstory. Dwight has actually gotten in my truck for me a few times, like twice. I think I've had to get him. I've locked the keys into my truck, and he's gotten in my truck for him. So and since then, we've had Dwight on the show a couple of times, and I show my appreciation to Dwight and wish him the best of luck. And I hope he gets back. I sent him a message. He hasn't viewed it yet on Facebook, which I'm sure he's got a lot. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But I am going to donate. I'm going to donate $100 to Dwight. I'm going to pledge that. There's somebody testing some late models. Went out at liberty to say.
But you can hear it.
Yeah.
Eddie, Eddie, you're about right there. Maybe we need to come to Eddie Clark and start having a weekly barbecue thing instead of pizza. Maybe. I don't know.
Hint.
So anyway,
I mean, Eddie does pizzas too.
Well, I'd rather have the barbecue.
Well, maybe barbecue pizza.
Yeah, I don't know how that works anyway.
But shout out to Dwight. Please donate. I'm gonna copy and paste it into our chat, and I'm sure Jack, if he hasn't shared it, will share it.
I haven't shared it yet.
But big shout out to Dwight and wish him best of luck, and hope he can see him back at the track soon. With that, you got some racing
All
news,
right,
Jack?
with the racing news this past weekend, Martin Truex got the Cup win. I was thinking there was a possibility that Kyle Busch was going to run him down there at the end, but that faded quick. The Xfinity winner was Eric Almirola. The ARCA West race was won by Ryan Preece. The Wheeling Modifieds were at Seekonk Speedway. Matt Hirschman got the win. Last night in the Charlotte Summer Shootout, Bryson Nichols got the win in the Beginner Bandits at the Summer Shootout. And he beat Brexton Busch.
Oh, that's a big deal. You know, Braxton's got the best of the best of the best.
Well, he beat him. And it wasn't. If it hadn't been for a couple late cautions, it wouldn't have been as close as it looked.
Is that right?
So, anyway, at Kingsport, they had two late model races at Kingsport. Jacob York won both of them. At Bowman Gray, the Modifieds, Lee Jeffries got the win. Southern National had two late model races. Adam Murray got the first win. Ryan Joyner got the second win. Orange County, late models. Boo Boo Dalton got the win at Orange County in the late models. Up at New York, at Oswego, the New York Superstock Series, Garrett Zacharias got the win. And he went dirt last week, he won, and now went back to asphalt and won again this week. He was our driver of the week last week, and he'll be with us next week on the show. So we'll talk with him. Nashville, Jackson Boone got the win at Nashville in the late models. Peevely, in the modified version of the dirt races at Peevely, Kenny Wallace got his third win of the season. And he says he's cut way back on his schedule this year. Instead of 90, he's only going to do 35.
Well, that is a big cut. Man, those dirt guys put in some races.
Well, he says he's got, 5 racetracks within 2 hours of where he lives. So he can go around and go to those racetracks instead of traipsing off to New York or somewhere to race. He says he's not going to do that anymore. The Cars Tour ran down at Dillon this past weekend. The pro late models were down there. And 12-year-old Tristan McKee got the win down there.
I mean, what about this kid? I mean,
that's unbelievable. That is totally unbelievable. This kid, and they were supposed to be going down to Pensacola this weekend to race the race down at Pensacola to get ready for the Snowflake and the Snowball Derby. I think they're just running Snowflake, but I was talking with Robert Skinnell, and the track called him yesterday and told him, said, "Are you guys planning on coming to Pensacola?" And he said, "Yeah, we done took the motor out and getting ready to put a new one in to come." He said, "Well, you can't come.
Too young.
Too young. Has to be 13 to be able to race down there." So he gets a late model win and can't go racing down there. That's pretty cool. At Pulaski, Mike Looney got the win in the late models at Pulaski. Hickory, Crest Van Dyke and Tyler Matthews did it again. Tyler got the win at Hickory. Lonesome Pine, Brad Housewright got the win. Down at Dixieland, in the All-Stars, the Dirt All-Stars, Brant Robinson got the win. And in the Sportsman, Troy Brickhouse got the win. And I know he's kin to that other Brickhouse, and I ain't calling his name. But anyway.
What's up, Donald? How you doing, man?
Okay, at Dominion Speedway. Now, they had a little incident up in Dominion this weekend.
What happened up there, Jack?
Well, Bobby McCarty won the race. And he has been disqualified. And Doug Barnes Jr. is now the winner.
What was
of the
he
race.
disqualified for?
He was
driving, or did he have something?
He was disqualified because he was running his car store set up on the car, and it's illegal up there for a regular late model race. Also, Landon Pimbleton got disqualified too. So
for the same thing?
Yep. So in the bandos, Brian. You don't
want to speak much of that? You don't got in trouble for some.
I'm just telling what I was told. Okay.
Okay.
I'm telling what I was told. Y'all don't want to hear it, don't listen to it. In the Virginia Racers, Alex Brock got 2 wins. That's a total of 5 this year for him in the Virginia Racers. The bandos, Brian Runstrom Jr., and he's down at Charlotte this week running down there. We had Brian Runstrom, Sarah Weitzel, the girl that came out here, Schumann.
Yeah, she
Addison Schumann. She was down there racing. So that's a pretty big deal. In the Legends, David Polans got the win, and he's down in Charlotte also. In the Virginia Modifieds, Shannon Morano got the win.
What's up, Danny?
In the Dominion Modifieds, Kayla Searles got the win, and in the Dominion Stocks, Dan Rogers. And Kayla Searles made her first race in the Virginia Racers this week. It was her first race. She was running Willie Mullins' car. She got the pole, but I'm not sure what she did in the race. Didn't see her name in the rundown at the end of the race. At Langley Speedway, some kid named Connor Hall won both races.
Man, I don't know what Connor's got, but he has got it figured out here. I mean, I'm curious to go back to how many races has somebody won in a row here. Phil would have to say, I know in 95, he won all of them but 1 or 2. So he won a lot in a row. But I'm curious of what that number is. And Donald Brown, man, just hit me or Jack up, and we'd love to have you on the show.
Oh, yeah. We'd love to have you. There's no problem with that. Yeah, that's Connor.
I mean,
he's got it.
You got Cars Tour in the middle of that. What do he have? 3 before? 4?
At 4 before. And then he
5, and then 2 more. So that's 7 races in a row. 7 wins in a row at Langley Speedway.
Unbelievable.
I don't know that anybody else has done that to my knowledge except Phil Warren.
And that car, and hopefully Connor will either be with us next week or the week after. He's coming on the show.
Oh, okay.
So we'll have him. In the Grand Stocks, Tim Wilson got the win. Good to see the Grand Stocks finally get out there. Virginia Racers, Jacob Derrick got another win this week. That's I mean, he's on the rail too, so it's kind of weird. In the Enduros, Charlie Bryant got the win. The Wing Champ Karts was Danny Wyatt. And then in the Super Trucks race, everybody bombed out, so they left it to Rick House.
I see Rick is up here posting. I was just hearing he called Danny Brake Check Danny.
Oh, well, he's big money, a big motor Rick. So
I was waiting for it to start. I mean, I guess it passed tech, so I guess he's all right.
Yeah, and the bad part about it is, my grandson I think he's going to change affiliations.
Oh, really? He's a Rick Powell
He's a
fan
Rick
now?
Powell fan now. You
I
know,
think there's a lot of Rick Powell fans. Rick's a good boy.
we sat there the other night. He came by the house, and we were sitting there and we were watching the race, and he was all excited about Rick Powell winning the race. So, and I tried to tell him, you know, I'm glad that Rick won the race, but he's illegal. He got a big motor in it. And he told me, no, that's not true. That's not true.
Motor Mouth Jack wouldn't know anything without making tech.
But yeah, he is your buddy. Ain't no doubt about it, he's your buddy. But Rick, I called up here, and I told them they might want to check that truck, but they said all the other guys didn't finish. So you know, all the other guys in the points wasn't in the race, so they didn't.
I don't know what happened to Chris Roberts. I didn't see his name in there. I didn't.
Chris wrecked down here in qualifying.
Oh wow!
Hit the wall down here in qualifying.
I was wondering. I didn't see there was no time for him in qualifying, but then I didn't see him in the race, and I'm like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, he messed his truck up pretty good.
Dang.
All right, this weekend the Cars Tour, the late model stock cars are up at Dominion Speedway. That's going to be they got a big show going on up there this weekend, so that'll be cool to be a part of. See them going on. I'm not going up there for that, but anyway.
What we got on the schedule at Langley Speedway this weekend?
Langley Speedway this weekend, the modifieds have twin races. We also have the limiteds are back again this week.
Okay.
So that'll
Good.
be.
I'm coming this weekend. I'll be here this weekend.
I'm hoping to too if we don't have an all-star game. So if we have an all-star game, I won't be here.
I'll tell you what, that sounds a little warm. Did you turn the air off?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
It's a little
Anyway,
dark now.
Tonight on the show, we're going to have Ryan Matthews and LANIE BUICE. LANIE. It's a girl, so I'm saying LANIE probably.
Yeah, I think it's
LANIE BUICE. They're going to be on the show. We're supposed to have Cos Jackson, but
what's up, Rodney Davis? Rodney's been quiet. You know, thinking about your dog. I know he's been posting about his dog's been sick or something. I don't know the whole story, but thinking about you on that. You know, Rodney's my buddy. I always got Rodney's back.
you know, somebody needs to. That's all I'm going to say on that. So anyway, so we're waiting on Ryan Matthews, and
Ryan's had, you know,
he had a good run the other night too.
I don't know how he did this past weekend, but he had a good run in the Hampton Heat, but in the car store. I was glad to see a bunch of the local guys run the car store.
The first race of the twins the other night, he wrecked. They had the big wreck down here in 3 or 4.
Yeah, but he still ended up.
He tore the whole side of the car off almost,
and
he finished back in the back.
Did he?
Yeah, but then in the second race, he started last, couldn't take the cone all during the race, and ended up coming. I think he came all the way back to second or third.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought he had third and fifth or something posted or something other. But Ryan's done a really good job.
So that's
Rodney, you ran her over with your truck. Damn, buddy. Good.
My goodness.
That's a tough one. Hope she's doing all right. I'm sure that ain't the first time something like that's happened though.
No, I'm sure of that. So let me see what's going on with Ryan Matthews.
Mason's on now. So Mason, you missed if Jack made any mistakes.
I probably did, knowing him. I probably did.
Ryan finished second in the second twin.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Stephanie was just saying.
Stephanie Ranger. How you doing, Stephanie? Good to see you on here. It's Danny, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Lord, I'm glad I've got this chair that's kind of high.
Let me see if I can get a hold of it.
I think Danny rode by work today. I heard the horn beep. I looked up and seen the truck go by. But they ain't loaded up yet. Looks like somebody's going to go out in the modified. I mean, in the wing sprint. It's good to see the videos are put out about Dave. They're hard to watch sometimes.
Yeah, that's really.
I mean, some of them, man, it tore me up to watch, and then other ones it's good to see. But I'm glad to see.
Well, must be our night to be screwed over. That's evidently what it is.
That's all right. We can entertain with the. See if we can get this camera to. I don't remember how I did that before. I don't know. Wait a minute. Go over here to. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. It's a little bit better.
Yeah, you did good on that.
It ain't quite right, but it's better.
Well, that's good. Dan Millard ain't scared. I'm gonna tell you right now. Anybody that would do what he did to Leach in that race when he's running the champ car,
I mean, nobody else has been able to do that.
He ain't scared. Just went right on by, not scared at
No,
all.
Danny's not scared. He might be crazy, but he ain't scared.
Yeah.
Hey, anybody push me for 20 laps
He ain't too.
or let me push him?
Rodney, I don't. I ain't gonna say
I know. I
nothing.
should have turned it back down.
But Donald Brown says all the glare is coming from your baldness.
I put the shade down. I rescind that invitation.
Well, I don't know what's going on here with Ryan Matthews. We'll have to send a link out to Donald Brown, see if he can come on.
Well, we got a sprint car going. I don't know who's in it. I can only give you. I don't know if we're allowed to say who it is or who it ain't. When is the sprints coming back? They coming back soon?
Yeah, it's not far. It's not far off. It won't be much longer than sprint.
I can tell you whose car it is.
Well,
That's not nearly as fun. Do we have anybody got any in July? July 4th, probably. So about a month away.
Well,
There's some people to get special privileges out here.
Oh, what are you trying to say?
Well, I know who it ain't. Well, no. I know who it is. Oh, this is his first time in a sprint car. Well, I don't know if he wants everybody to know that he's out there.
Well, I mean, you keep giving a little bit more every time you talk.
Well, I haven't said who it is.
Eventually, you go tell them who it was.
Aaron Leach? No. I wish I have lost some weight, No, I don't think it's Aaron Leach.
No, it's not Aaron Leach. I can tell you that straight up. It's not Aaron Leach. But it's good to see that. I can't wait.
This person has not been in a sprint car at Langley Speedway. He's been in a strip. He's been in a sprint car at Dixieland for this team. I'm pretty sure, but hasn't ran here. No, I don't know if he's run asphalt in it yet. A bigger shirt.
Man, he's flying. You hear them?
Sounds like a jet.
Wow. Well, this is so much fun here sitting here with nobody to talk to.
It's not Billy Hubbard. Y'all would never guess.
Hey, the winner gets a prize if you can tell us who it is. Take a guess and see.
Brandy Marshall.
There's my friend Brandy Marshall.
You ain't got no friends. Check.
Look here. I got what I got.
You got the right shirt.
Well, this is from last year.
I mean, who gets their own kid's number wrong?
Well, it takes a special breed to get your own kid's number wrong.
What's up, Brandy? Too fast to be Jack. Facts. No, not Butterbean. That's actually a good guess. I didn't think about that. No, it's not a leech.
Nope. You count all that out.
Nobody's even close. He did earlier, but not right now. Eddie Clark said Bill Mullis. We know. But you're cheating, so you know because you're down there.
Who's down there? Oh,
The person that messaged you.
well, no, she wasn't. She was just giving me information.
Oh, okay.
Okay, she didn't tell me. She wasn't doing that for anything.
Matt Carter. Nope, not Matt Carter.
Nope.
And no, I would have thought originally when we got here it'd have been Mark Works because he's kind of the go-to guy. He seems like he helps everybody. He's doing pretty damn good. Whoever he's helping in that limited.
Anyway, let's.
Hey,
go
we
ahead.
got a guest.
Hey, we got a guest here. Everybody fizzled out, but we got Laney here. So we're gonna start with her.
What's up, Laney? How you doing? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
Wait a minute. I might have this off. Let's see. No. Can you say something? No.
No. Must be on your end.
Yeah, because it says your mic's not muted. Nope. No.
This can't happen to anybody but us. I mean,
Pressure's on. You're live. Everybody's looking at you.
just not sure.
No, we got nothing. No.
Uh-oh.
She's coming back. I think somebody did that before with the earbuds and they had to get out and come back in.
Well, this has been a fun show so far. We're 30 minutes
Off
in.
and on button, right?
30.
Donald Brown, you're exactly right.
We're 30 minutes into it.
No, it's not Riley.
No, it's not Riley Music.
Although that's a good guess.
Could be Stevie Wonder.
Right. Oh, I hear something this time.
Can y'all hear me now?
Well, we got you. Got you.
Okay, that's good. Thank goodness. For some reason it didn't work on my laptop. So.
Oh.
Oh well, that's not good.
No,
Now,
not good at all.
I've been watching a little bit of what you've been doing racing and everything. So, tell us how you got started in racing and to where you are right now.
Yes, sir. So I started racing when I was 10 years old in go-karts. I'm currently 16. So it was kind of like a coincidence. I happened to go to work with my dad one day, and we were going by this little go-kart shop. And I'm like so relentless. So I was like, hey, like let's go in. I had to convince him. And we finally went in, and like the next week we had a go-kart, and I fell in love with it instantly. And my mom tried for years and years to get me to play another sport. Like I've played so many sports my whole entire like high school career and everything, and like nothing has compared to racing at all. And I just love it so much. And so I did legend cars for about 2.5 years after that. So I started in legend cars when I was 13, and then this is my first year in a late model stock.
So, who's legend? Was it your legend that you were racing, or were you racing for somebody else?
We own the car, but I actually raced for Andy James. The program's called Podium Motorsports. He's out of Atlanta, Georgia. And he has really good cars, and he taught me a lot that I know now. And he's a great person.
So where did you do most of your legends racing at? Was it at Charlotte or Atlanta? Or?
Most of my legend racing was at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I also raced at Chris Motorsports Park, which is in Cordele, Georgia. And then I raced at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I did race at Charlotte one time, and I've also been in Nashville and Huntsville And those are all fun tracks. I had a lot of fun. We traveled around a lot, and we ran a lot of tracks. And I would have to say Cordele is my favorite, Chris Motorsports Park. That one was a lot of fun for sure.
So now you're in the late model stocks. Whose late model are you? Is it your late model that you're racing?
I run with AK Performance.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
Who's your crew chief and who's been helping you?
Kendall Stellers. He owns the car, and then I have a driving coach. His name is Jordan Black. He does an absolutely phenomenal job. He's taught me so much, along with the AK team. They've taught me so much, and they're a great group of people. Every time I come off a track, we always have something else we need to work on, and they teach me, and it's just like they're great people, and I've learned so much just from the past.
So what was the reasoning behind jumping up to all the way to a late model stock? I mean,
She ain't scared, Jack.
no, she ain't scared. I've seen that. She's. I mean,
Yes, sir.
What
Yes, sir.
made you jump way up there like that? I mean, that's a big jump for somebody that doesn't have a lot of experience in one of those cars.
Yes, sir. So I actually last year I ran 2 pro late model races. So that got me a little bit of experience. I mean, it was in about 10 car fields, so it wasn't a lot, but it was good to set me up for this year. I actually planned to just run pro and legends again this year, and an opportunity opened up, and I think it was God's plan for my life. And so we took a jump to late model stocks, and that's how we got into that. And I love it. I mean, it was a big jump, and the first few races were hard just because of the competition level, and getting used to the size of the car is a big deal too. But ever since I made that jump, I've known that it was the right thing, and I have a goal. I want to race NASCAR one day, whether it takes me 5 years or 3 years or 10 years, whatever it is, I want to race, and I'm not going to give up on that dream.
Well, that's good that you have a goal and you're working towards that goal. Now, how many races have you been in this year in the late model?
I would say about 10 to 12 races so far, counting double features. So Florence Motor Speedway, I've raced about 7 to 8 races, and then I've raced also at Caraway and Hickory Motor Speedway. So I like all 3 tracks, not one more than the other. And I am racing Caraway Speedway, the car store race coming up, and I'm very excited about that race.
Well, that's pretty cool. And what was it like to go to Hickory with the history there at Hickory Speedway? What was it like for you to go there and race at that place?
It was super neat. They always have a great fan base there, and there's always a lot of people watching, which I think is super cool. And there's also great drivers there, and the experience was super neat. I enjoyed it. And the track is a lot of fun. It's old, really fast. You have to be aggressive there, and that's what I like about it for sure.
Well,
He didn't hit the wall.
He didn't hit the wall.
We got a late model out there testing.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So when you go come up here to Langley and try our track out up here,
Show these boys up.
I would love to try it. It's different for sure. Super flat. Definitely something I want to try. I'm sure we'll make it there hopefully this year. I think we had it on schedule. We ended up getting pretty busy at Florence, and we didn't get to make it out for that race. But hopefully I'll be out there sometime soon.
So you're going to be doing some of the Cars Tour races too this year?
Yes, sir. So far I've raced 2 car show races. I raced one at Florence Motor Speedway and one at Hickory, and we plan on racing about 3 or 4 more this year. So just taking a small little jump. It's a big one. They have a lot of talent in those races, and it's definitely really good people for me to learn from.
So do you have a set schedule of where you guys are going to be racing for the rest of the year? I mean, or do you just go by what looks good at the time?
Yes, sir. So we were planning on staying at Florence for basically the whole season until just here recently we decided, hey, let's jump around and get some experience at some different tracks just to set up for next year. Because I think we want to go for full-time car store racing next year. So we're going to jump around and see how that goes, and just try to gain some confidence and have some fun.
So I know you finished 3rd one time down at Florence. Is that your best finish so far this year?
Yes, sir. So I finished third 4 or 5 times now, and I'd love to keep it moving forward, but I'm not upset with it because I think that it teaches me and it keeps me like wanting to do better every race, and just like keeps me learning and learning and learning and taking from it, and I think that's really important.
So have you had the fun of running off the back straightaway at Florence yet?
I have not run off the back straightaway yet, thank goodness. Last race we actually had like 3 or 4 cars go off the back stretch, and that was for sure interesting to see.
Oh yeah.
It's very definitely a very unique track.
Yes, sir.
Who's winning all the races there? Is that Archie? Is Archie and them still winning a lot of the races out there?
The main winners up there are like Galinsky, Ryan Galinsky, Matt Cox, and I think Doug Barnes is one of you.
Yeah.
But those three usually dominate up there for sure.
All right, let's look at what's going on with the rest of the year. With we got some big money races coming up at the end of the year, but when the seasons are getting close to the end, how are you looking at running some of those this year?
Yes, sir. So as of right now, I plan on running the South Boston 200, which is July 1st, and that will be the biggest race for me that I've raced so far. It'll be a big one to jump into, especially because I've never been to South Boston. But I think it'll be a good one to see and kind of base myself off of where I'm at and what I need to work on compared to the Cars Tour next year. Also plan on running Caraway, which is the Cars Tour. Hickory again, which is another Cars Tour race, and then I'm trying to think. I know there's one more that we're gonna run, and then we're also running the South Carolina 200, which is at the end of November or middle of November.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking maybe you might come up here to Langley for the Hampton Heat, the big race up here.
I did hear about that one. I'm not sure if we're gonna run that one yet, but we'll have to see. I know that will be a good one to be at though.
Yeah, because a lot of the Cars Tour drivers come here and run that race, and it's also part of the Virginia Triple Crown. If you're going to South Boston, you can get into the Triple Crown deal.
Well, South Boston's first, ain't it?
South Boston's first, and then Langley, and then
Martinsville. Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah, you need to look at Martinsville. That would be a
That's
big.
right.
Thing.
Yes, sir.
So,
I'm sure they probably have a plan for that one too. I'm just not quite sure yet.
She just shows up, Jack.
Oh, you want to?
I do. My team sets me a schedule, and we just try to run as many tracks as possible. And my parents get me the track, and we just run every time we can.
So how much do you go to the shop and hang out with them some? And I ain't gonna say you worked on the car as much, but I mean, do you go and help them out some at the shop?
So currently I live in Georgia. My team is they're in North Carolina. So this summer, yes, sir. So I'm driving a lot right now. We're planning on making the move sometime soon, as soon as we are for sure that we have a place to be. And but this summer I plan on going up there and helping the team some, just to be in the shop, learn a little bit about the cars. I think that's important, and then we'll see from there. I love to be in the shop though. I used to help my old crew chief in legend racing, and I liked being in the shop and learning about the cars.
So
do you get into when? I mean, obviously, this is a big transition for you going to the late models, and it seems like you're doing very well. And skipping around to different racetracks obviously gives you a lot of diversity. Do you just concentrate on what the car is doing? I mean, obviously, you're still kind of learning. Do you get into what kind of changes and what they're doing, or do you just are you just this is what it's doing? You make the change and don't tell me.
So I try and focus on really what's going on with the car, but I do like to ask, hey, like what changes are we making? And so I kind of have a better understanding of what the car is going to do when we make those changes. And then again, like if we make the changes later, then I can kind of relate it back to what we made a change for this track. And I think that helps me kind of understand, okay, so this is what's happening. This is why it's happening.
Yeah. And I mean, the Cars Tour, I don't think you will get any more competition than what's in the Cars Tour on a weekly basis or every other week, whatever their schedule is off the top of my head. But I mean, that's no small feat to run in those races with those guys.
Absolutely. Those guys are really good, and they have a lot of respect for each other too. So that's what's
Mhm.
awesome. I learned that when we went and raced my first car still race at Florence Motor Speedway. They those are some great people. Good people to race against for sure.
All right, you brought up an interesting point
Mhm.
about the respect issue. How much respect do they give you? I mean, do you have any problems with the fact that you're a female, but you're a race car driver? I'm not trying to put you out there, but as a female, do these guys give you the
From your
respect you need?
perspective.
I actually really think that I had to earn respect at first. I raced a lot at Florence Motor Speedway, and I believe that almost every single person I race with at Florence Motor Speedway definitely respects me. And along with the car store people, I think some of them kind of don't understand yet, or like they don't quite or respect me as much. Like I feel like respect is kind of something you have to prove, and I've definitely proved it at Fort Motor Speedway that I would deserve it, just like the rest of the drivers there have proved themselves.
Mhm.
And I definitely think that they do. They respect me.
Yeah, I love her answer because that's the truth, right? Because anybody that comes into any class, man, woman, whatever you are, you have to earn some respect. They got to know that they can trust to run beside you, inside, outside. I just love your answer.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, now let's look at the first time you got in a late model. I mean, that had to be a big deal for you.
Where did you test that? Did you do some testing before you went to your first race?
I did. So, back my first time ever in a late model was just about a year ago. So I tested one time before I raced it, and that was at Chris Motorsports Park down in Cordele, Georgia. And I raced 2 races there. My first time in the car, I was like, "Whoa!" I was like, "What is this?" It's like this is so different. I think the hardest thing for me was just the size of the car, and a little bit of the horsepower, probably.
Mhm.
And but from the moment I got into it though, I was like, I love this. Like this is amazing. And then I fell in love with it even more when I raced my first late model stock race, because late model stocks to me are different than pro late models. Like they just
Mhm.
are. They drive different, they respond differently.
Mhm.
Um the it's just different. And like my first late model stock race, I was like, okay, this is what I want to spend the rest of my life chasing, and this is what I want to spend the rest of my life doing. And so I ever since then, especially, I've loved it.
So, let's get in the what time you do this racing, you're in the racing. Who are some of the people you look up to? And it doesn't have to be female. I mean, but who are some of the people you look up to that really got your interest in this?
I didn't even grow up racing. I mean, or watching racing. I've just been inspired by, I feel like, so many people. Like I'm like, "Oh wow, like these people work so hard to get to where they are." And like now that I'm in that position, I see it, and I like it's just fascinating to me how difficult it is really to work your way to the top. And so I think that a lot of these people have inspired me, and like just about any of them, because most of them had such a hard time getting there. And I think it's so neat that they've put so much effort into where they are today. And like even though they're there now, and they still work hard. And that's just something that inspires me to work hard, because they're no different than I am. Like they've been through the same thing I'm going through right now, which is so cool to me. And I just like I look up to almost every single one of them that are there, and I'm like, wow, like they're who I want to be. Like I just want to be just like them one day. And so I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, in this day and time right now, with we see more and more female drivers coming along, and the talent level is getting better all the time. I mean, the females are not pushovers anymore. I mean, a lot of them back in the day, I guess Janet Guthrie was one of them. But Richard Petty didn't even have a whole lot for her. That makes it, But this year, I mean, with this in this decade, I guess you could say, or this time frame, it's really cool to see the females, and it seems like they're moving like one step ahead of like you may move ahead of whoever was there before you, and it's really cool to see that that's happening. I mean, it's great for the sport.
Yeah.
I absolutely agree. I've noticed the same thing. There's so many other females, especially in late model stocks, late models, or even in legend cars, and above what I'm doing now. And like, there's just so much talent now, and I just think that's super cool for females, not only the future racing.
So do you talk to these other female drivers
Mm.
along the way and say, hey, this is what we're doing, this is what I'm doing, and what are you up to? Or especially when you're at the racetrack, do you have a chance to sit down and talk with them about stuff like that?
Sometimes, a lot of the time we kind of just say, "Hey, how are you? What's up? How's it going today? Good luck tonight." And I support every single one of the females, along with the other male competitors that are at the track. And I try to have a good relationship with people and just impact people positively because I think that's so important.
Well, you're on your way because you have such a good attitude. And
I know. Maybe she could turn some of this over to you because he's always got a negative attitude. Like,
yeah, I got a negative attitude, right?
Oh my goodness.
I ain't gonna say nothing now. Just don't pay no attention to him. We've got to take him back to the mental institution in a little while, so just don't worry about him.
That is funny.
But anyway, I know it's been great to talk to you. I tell you, I've been keeping up with you. But go ahead, you got
yeah. Have you thought about trying to get into the diversity program?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I have actually. I'm pretty sure that I am going to apply. So I've started getting together some stuff to apply for that. So I don't come from a racing family, nor do I have the right amount of funding to help me get to where I want to be. And so I really think that the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program could be very beneficial to my goals and that they could help me reach those. So I'm going to apply and just see how it goes. And hopefully, if that's the plan, then I will just see where it goes.
Yeah, I would encourage you to do that. I mean, we have a funny, when I say a funny story, Rajay Caruth, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, he was just a fan. We ran into him at Richmond and was just amazed. And that following year, he tried out for the diversity program. And his dad actually messaged me on Facebook, and he wanted to. He'd only done some iRacing. He had never raced in a real car. So he was like, "Hey, do you know anybody that's got a Legends car that he could at least make a few laps in before he gets to the program?" And he has pretty quickly have moved up. I mean, his dad has worked very hard on funding. Obviously, that's everybody's issue today, not just people that may or may not have talent, but funding is a big problem for everybody today. But he's done a really good job through that program, and now is out of the program and has a full-time truck series ride, which this was the first one that he had told us not long ago last year that he didn't have to bring money.
That's amazing. And he's definitely one of the people I would say have inspired me too, because he's obviously worked so hard. And it's so neat to me where he came from and how, like you said, he came from just racing iRacing. And I think that's so neat. And but like obviously he's worked so hard to get to where he is. And I just think that that's super neat.
Yeah, I mean his family's from the islands. Like they're not even from here. I mean, it's just crazy. And his dad has, or I say he doesn't have an idea, he does now, but racing or just has had no clue in the beginning, but they supported him, and it's such a great family, and it's just neat to see, and it's fun. It's great for us because we ran into him before he tried out, and it's great to see where he's progressed to, and he does put in the work, and that's one thing I give him a ton of credit for. A lot of people get there and they just kind of show up with a helmet and think they're the best of it, but he really does study and puts in a lot of work, a lot of effort.
Right, and that's amazing. That's so cool to me.
So who sponsors you and who's helping you out?
So I have a sponsor from my hometown. His company is Four Hats Inc. And it's like a traffic control business, and he has just put a lot of money into me. Thank goodness that he has, because without him I would not be doing what I'm doing. And I'm very thankful for what he's done for me, and he believes in me, and I think that's really awesome. So he's helped me a lot, and I'm very thankful for what he's done for me.
So what's it like for your parents? I mean, you said they're not in a race. They've never been in a racing situation. What's it like to see you out there racing?
She knows more than they do.
That's right. I mean, but what's it like for them to see her racing? I mean,
It's crazy. I mean, we would have never thought we'd be racing in the first place, and now I'm racing in the Carolinas in a big car in the late model stocks, and, like, it's just amazing. Like, we all go to the track every weekend, so excited to race because they've never seen anything like this. Like, this is not normal, and my dad is my biggest fan, and, like, all his friends know about it. Like, he stays keeping them updated. Like, all his friends are proud of me, and, like, I just have the most supportive family along with my grandparents and everything like that, and I'm super thankful for that also. But that one of the struggles we've had is just like, how do we bring more sponsors? Like, that's something that we've just like struggled with because we don't know anything about it. And so I think we're finally starting to figure it out. We're understanding some stuff now. And I just had like a videographer come last weekend to the track. So we got some good footage and and now we have a video to help us out with that. And so we're getting a little bit better at it. We're having fun while doing it. So I think that's important too.
You do your own social media stuff as far as that goes? Do you do it all?
Yes, sir. I do my own social media. So I just try to post every single time we have a race, and that's about all I can do. I don't really know how to bring my social media following up. I'm trying to. I obviously understand it's going to take a while, but it's not my main focus anyway. I'd rather race, and I know that that's like a factor of it, and you kind of have to have a good social media following.
You do.
But I don't want it to come from any other way. I want it to kind of come from racing. So I know it's going to take a while to get through to that, and I think maybe there's going to be a balance of that. I may have to try and bring some more, like, I don't know how. I don't
Yeah.
know how. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I'm going to try. And I just love racing in general, and I want to be at the track as much as I can. Every time my race is over, I'm like, are we sure we're done? Like, can we go again? We got one more race, right?
Yeah. Well, I would say, unfortunately, I think the social media stuff is more important than the racing today. There's a couple people that you could, I mean, Rajay is a great guy to reach out to for information. I'm sure he'd be glad to give you some insight. Another one, we have a great guy here, Mark Works, the double nickel. He drives the 55 Dunkin' Donuts car here at Langley Speedway.
Okay.
He does a really, really good job. And he'll tell you, we've had him on a few times to kind of talk about that the social media side of it's almost like a full-time job. And he has big corporate sponsors, but it's a lot of work. But I would encourage you to work as much as you can. The social media, and you never know who is going to see it. And sometimes that one little thing, it's an experience for me. I started out as a kind of a small sponsor of Safety Clean and Performance Plus Motor Oil. I posted some stuff. Just so happens that some of the big media people at those companies seen it and made some phone calls. And since then, it's like, the doors are wide open. What can we give you? What can we do for you? So you
That's
just,
amazing.
you never know who's watching. Tag everybody you can. You got to tag them so that they can see it and view it. But I think you have a great personality, and I think it'll all work. But you got to post, and post even more. I mean, the more you can do, the better it's going to be.
You do have a good personality, and I keep up with you. Your name come across something of mine.
He's a stalker.
But your name come across something that I had. It may have been the Florence, when you were at Florence or something. And from that day on, I kind of kept an eye to see what you were doing. I keep an eye on your racing. So you got that presence there. If you just go ahead, and you probably need to.
And the videographer was a great idea. Those will do a lot.
Yes, sir. I definitely think so too. And thank y'all so much for the advice, because I definitely need some, and I really appreciate it, because it's really hard to find and understand what's going to get you there today. And it's definitely social media is definitely a very heavy aspect of it. And I need to know more about it and how to gain following,
Yeah. Well, I'm very serious when I say I would reach out to Mark Works. He's kind of the later stage of his career. Not to say that he's old, he's not, but he's kind of at that point in his career. He's very well liked. He's very well known through the East Coast. and he loves to help people. I can't tell you, he's been helping the kid with the limited late model here, and they've won 3 races straight in the limited, and he just loves to help. I think everybody that comes here, what was the team that they helped with the Cars Tour? Nelson Motorsports.
Yeah, Nelson.
He come and tested their car for the Cars Tour, before the race came. He loves to help people. So I would most definitely reach out to Mark Works. You can't miss the 55 Dunkin' Donuts car. And I'm sure he would be glad to try to help you and give you some insight. And he's a great, great resource. And anybody down from NASCAR down, Mark is the man on that side of it.
Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that with me.
Well, if you ever need anything, all you need to get in touch with us. We'll help you get
You
out.
need some more money, Jack. Just open your check.
Well, I wish I could do that, but I can't. But really, if you need anything, all you gotta do is contact us, and we'll help do the best we can to put you in touch with the right people and get you going.
And if you get a sponsor and something that you would want to announce, reach out. That's what we're here for. We do this for fun, and yeah, we're not a ginormous show, but it's certainly in the eyes of the sponsor. Sometimes that might mean something.
Yes, sir. And yeah, I'm actually so appreciated that y'all invited me to be on the show today, because I actually love interviews. I love talking about racing, and I love everything about interviews. So I really appreciated the fact that y'all invited me to be on today. So
Don't be a stranger, because I'll be getting in touch with you again, and we'll get you back again real soon. And we'll keep getting you come back and put you out there.
That sounds so good to me. Well, thank you.
Well, we appreciate you being with us tonight. Thanks a lot for being here. And you got a lot going on, and I hope everything works out good for you the rest of the year. And go get that win. That's what you need to get next.
Yes, sir. I'm shooting for one, that's for sure. And thank y'all so much for having me on. I really appreciated the time today.
Well, thank you very much.
Good luck, dear.
We'll talk to you again soon, okay?
Perfect. Sounds good. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Bye. What a nice young lady.
And the thing about her to me is she's authentic.
Yes.
It's not a fake.
We're hearing her call me sir.
Yeah,
I mean, you're older, but I mean,
well, you're not that much younger than me. Let's get that. Let's just. Hi, Peggy. How's it going?
Peggy, I know who you are now. That's not your girlfriend.
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
I'm not sure. PPS in the house. Peggy Platt.
No. If it has anything to do with pizza, it ain't in this damn house. It ain't here. No. Anyway, I don't know what happened to. Well, I know Colin Jackson couldn't be here tonight, but I don't know what happened to Ryan Matthews.
Ryan's a slacker. Yeah, I mean, his friends down there thought he was going to finish 26th in the Cars Tour. They're hard on the boy.
Yeah, well,
but I tell you what, if he ain't doing a whole lot of cars and vinyl cutting and stuff, man,
he is probably taking the #1 spot here as far as wrapping cars. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say.
He's doing a hell of a job.
That's all I'm gonna say on that. So yeah, I think so. Anyway, I've texted. What now? Paquette Power Solutions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was thinking is that Rick Pause's Power Solutions?
No, it has to have some of that big motor in it. That's got to be him in it.
Oh, he's the one. He's the guy that helps. Who was the other that helps a few guys out here? Yeah, Keith. Yeah, it's his last name right there. I didn't even see it.
No, we need to.
Damn, Keith, that's bad. How about Tim Wilson win? Yeah, Tim Wilson. Back in there.
What's great is the Grand Stocks came back to race this weekend, and I think that was really.
You gotta give a shout out to my buddy Nate London. Had a good run. I think he ended up 4th or 5th. And had a good run in his first. Yep. Was it first? Yeah, his first run out. Which is it's a good car. That's all. Who in the '88 in the late model who went Dukes of Hazzard this weekend? Thomas Marks. So Thomas Marks' old car.
Oh, okay.
So it's cheated up. I mean, if Nate ran that good, you know it's gonna be Cheetos.
And what was it? John Satterley he couldn't get his car had a problem. He didn't make the race. So they got some more cars coming in that division. So I think it'll be a good,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good to see some more cars come back out and how they're doing and stuff.
While we have everybody on here, I might as well go on and announce who the driver of the week for this week was.
Yeah, that's right, Slim. Yeah, I forgot all about driver of the week.
Driver of the week, I did too till just now. Driver of the week was
yes.
It wasn't the Mafia hit that
What?
no, but Tristan McKee is the
Well deserving. This kid. I mean, he has a bright future, right? I mean, this kid,
12 years old, and
I'm assuming they can't run here
no, they cannot run here, and
until he's what, 15 or 16?
they couldn't run it. They couldn't run
To
it.
15.
Can't run at Pensacola this coming weekend. That's where they wanted to go do some testing. I still don't know whether they will have a trip coming up. They're supposed to be going to Mobile, Alabama to run in the series out there. Not sure where that stands because of his age, but man, he is unbelievable. The things he's done.
Yeah.
I was talking to Dwayne the other night, and that's it's hard to believe. The kid came in here that time, and
It's like, see, you got your kid with you. Where's the driver?
yeah, Skin will come in, and this kid's walking along behind him, and I'm sitting here, and I'm thinking, well. So I asked him, I said, where's your driver? And he said, right here. I said, oh, man. Caught me completely off guard. And then he goes out, and I think he won the championship in Orange County last year.
Yeah.
And now here he is winning the Cars Tour race. That's
Yeah, pro late model.
anyway, he's the driver of the week. He got every vote but one.
Oh, really? Oh,
Out of everybody that voted, everybody voted for Tristan McKee but one
yeah.
person.
But I mean, well deserved for sure.
So I thought that was pretty
He's
cool.
a quiet little kid.
I told Skimmel, I said, I can't say the Mafia hit you because this came from all over the place. It wasn't just one demographic there that did that. Anyway, I guess Ryan Matthews got busy with doing
He's
something.
probably wrapping a car.
Probably is. I sent him a thing this morning. He said he was cool, so maybe he just forgot. Anyway, next week on the show. Now I've got a hectic show next week. I'm working on some things for next week that are. Justin Kern's going to be here next week to do the Louis Pasderet's Commander's Cup drawings for that race when that comes up. Garrett Zacharias is going to join us next week.
Okay.
Rick Paust is coming out here next week.
Big Motor.
Big Motor Paust is going to be here next week. And here's a name nobody's going to know or even think about. You probably don't even know who the guy is.
I don't even know who you are sometimes.
Stingray Rob.
Can't say that I do.
You don't know the name Stingray Rob? Stingray Rob.
No.
He's coming on the show this coming week.
Is he coming in or is
No, he's not coming in because he don't live nowhere near here.
Okay.
But he ran the Indianapolis 500 this year. He was one of the last guys to get into the Indianapolis 500, and everybody made a big deal about Stingray Rob.
Oh, how'd you pull this one out of the hat?
Well, I saw it, and I saw him in the Indianapolis 500. I saw him in the race, and I said, that's one nobody knows who it is. I got to make some calls, and I made a couple calls. Got in touch with his PR, and she said, "Well, here you need to talk with him to see if he's interested in doing it because we're not a indie type of show." And we talked, and
But we're racing.
yeah,
We're a racing show.
That's what I told her, and he's all for it. So I got back with his PR girl. She's all for it. So we got him next week. So
Cool.
that's pretty cool. Tristan McKee may come next week, but he may be the next week after that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Connor Hall will probably be the week after that too. So anyway, it's gonna be a big show next week, and I can't wait for Stingray Rob.
Yeah, it was
He's got an interesting I mean, the thing they did on him at the Indianapolis 500 was cool, and so he didn't do so well in the Indy 500. So
I'm sure he was in an underfunded team,
But-
that kind of stuff.
but he was there.
Right. He made the show.
That's right. And there's a
And
couple.
there was a few other people, big names, that didn't make the show.
No, exactly right. Graham Rahal did
Right.
not
That's
make
what
the
I'm saying.
show.
His teammate knocked him out, didn't he?
Yeah, and so anyway, somebody else got hurt.
Skinnell's watching.
How you know? Oh.
That's what I see. Come on.
Oh. Skinnell, how you doing, Skinnell? Good to have you with us. We were just telling everybody that Tristan McKee is the driver of the week, Skinnell. So
You were saying, how much did he give you?
give me nothing. Anyway, but the 12-year-old kid, I'm gonna tell you what, he's on fire. Good, big deal there.
PPS, public service announcement.
Oh,
Official electrical service for CE Clark Contracting.
who is C.E. Clark? Is that
C.E.
Eddie
Clark?
Clark?
Probably.
I don't know him by CE. And I don't know he does anything but barbecue, so I don't know what else he does.
Should see CE Clark Barbecue.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, that's our show for tonight. And hopefully next week we'll have everybody here.
And nobody guessed the right name.
Nobody guessed who the person was out there. So, oh well, that's
Spanky, what's up,
I
Spanky?
talked to Spanky today. I
Did
did.
you?
I meant to bring this up and I forgot. Did talk to Spanky today. He's had some tough times. He had to go back in the hospital and everything. But I told him that within a week or so, we're gonna get him on here and,
Oh, Spanky.
and
Spanky's
talk,
Kitchen.
and talk to Spanky.
I can smell the bacon right now.
I know. We need to go down to.
Nope, not Brad Adams.
We need to go down to Lincoln Speedway. He says his wife is doing all the cooking down there now. And so we need to go down there and see that. I think that'd be great.
All righty.
Eddie Clark says he builds shit. All right. That's more information I need to know.
All right. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week.